Woooi kababaga ito mama kiwinya ndakamukohia ingai wega ta wega oriri senator wakwa muro kanairo ogwitwo Karen Jerry Nyamo aka mama kiwinya kipenzi kishindilizi kijienforcement kuria bururi-ini utarengi USA kuria aroneka agiturira kiriu akienjoy the streets of New York City America and what a few na kuo guku back at home kababaga kere aka gakundi komuthe Samidoh himself ithe watwa irimuri riu niwe ugitigirwo family yothe amu ni akionete kahinda ga ku exercise his dad's love kuri twana tuothe twao na Karen amu arakionekire kuria cukuru-ini wa kairitu karia gakuru ka Nyamu agithiete ku attend function irari kuo handu karonekire gakiperform. Wow, what a dad! Na to kwigangara gwiki we Jerry athiete USA kigomano kia United Nations kigie maundu ma gender equality and women's empowerment na araheanire speech mwaki ndungu take ino haha witikie ni muthomu no arakiambire kwandika ati my support system, thank you for being there on my baby's big day when I'm away. Ucio ni Samidoh urera gwogwo na madam wogi maragithite nake ku attend function iyo na mbere iyo senator arakiandikite ati every year the United Nations holds the largest annual gathering on gender equality and women's empowerment at its headquarters in New York. This global meeting is instrumental in documenting the reality of women's lives throughout the world while shaping global standards on gender equality and the empowerment of women. I am honored and indeed very privileged to take part in this year's gathering to learn from the world and lend my voice to shape the future of women. And this is her voice.
People and Africa. So research and development when it comes to enhancing the place of the woman in our country is very key. And us guys in the legislature, even when you hear us debating on the floor of the House, and we speak of figures based on research and based on what you guys do, the foundation, what you put out there in the internet and in the books. And so research is very key, even for the legislature, on our legislative role. And we are your partners to fill legislative gaps where we feel the woman is left behind, where you need support, where we need to uplift the woman through legislation. And I want to say that the members of parliament who are here, and me particularly, whenever you feel we have had a sitting or you've done your research and there's a legislative gap, as a women legislator in parliament, in the National Assembly and in the Senate, we are going to support you. We are going to expedite these bills and enact them into laws so that we move together as a country and as women, particularly in Kenya. Thank you. Those in Kenya know about the NADCO report, the National Dialogue Committee. You're aware about it. You know, one of the recommendations in this report is that we enact the two-third gender rule. And you know, it has been said many times before, but the last parliament it did not pass. The previous parliament it did not pass. I happen to be in the Jailer Committee, which is the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, where we are having joint sitting Senate and the National Assembly to make sure that all the recommendations of this NADCO report are passed. And we are there with Kathy Muma. She's here in New York, but I haven't seen her. I just arrived yesterday. We are there also with Veronica Maina, you know, very strong women in that committee. And we are very keen. We're very keen to ensure that this two-third agenda is not sidelined or is not like a side issue. We want it mainstreamed with all other recommendations so that finally we have this number of women in parliament, in the legislature, and this gender rule mainstreamed in our laws and practically. And you all know the kind of difference women make in leadership. Her, as a woman, chairing biker, you can't compare her big PS with a man. Guys, nasiati, atujigambi, you know, because you know, our leadership.
For Sierra Leone, tujigambi is a Greek word for we don't say.
You know, our leadership is wholesome. Most of the time we don't have selfish agenda. We just want the good of the society, the common good of the whole society. So when women are up there, it is for our benefit, all of us as a whole. So let us join hands. Like I say, I commit to be your partner in this legislative agenda. Any legislative gap you identify, you can call me anytime. And as you know, even in our government, in the current government, we're having challenges where the president has good intentions. He wants to pass a certain policy, but someone goes to court and challenges it on the legal framework. So let's not go ahead and do things without having the legislative partners on board with you, because you're going to get challenged further along the way. So let us play our role, let us hold each other's hands. And yeah, we've made great strides, to be honest. For example, my sister from Sierra Leone, our court over, what's Martha Coleman's role?
The Chief Justice.
Yeah. The President of the Supreme Court is a woman. We have a deputy is a woman. Yeah, the place of a woman is growing in Kenya, slowly and steadily. And it is not by chance, it is by design. And when we sit here, we must scheme, you know? In Bunge sometimes, we are outnumbered when we want to push a certain agenda. We are outnumbered, but we scheme and we sit down our majority leaders, for example. Ours is Aaron Cheriot, the other one is Ishumo. We sit them down and we use our female charm, you know? For that moment it works, and by the time they realize it has passed. So sometimes we have another power.
Yeah.
Walter, it is very wrong that men are hearing this, but what is
We are just two, it's okay. I'm not sure about the other guy, whether he's man. Yeah.
There's nothing they can do. We have an innate power that God has given us. Let us use all means, including that power.
Okay.
Ngiribotera ceceni ya Museneneko kuma hathini wa YouTube gikuria na gitio tukia wa subscribe gushare na comment kenda wa video ino na ndukariganirwo ni guturumirira thini wa TikTok na Facebook Museneneko ni jitagwo Museneneki wigatu.